Welcome to Business 115, Introduction to Business. This course is going to deal with some basic business concepts that we will use and see in our work, and so many of them also apply to our personal lives. Some of the areas we're going to cover are econ, macro and micro, human resources, accounting, operations, marketing and product pricing, ethics, types of ownership, entrepreneurship. How do you motivate employees? What motivates you? One of the things I like to do in this class, have us look at, is as we're covering each of these topics, and by the way, we're not going to be experts in any of the topics. This is just a basic overview of each of these topics that we're going to cover. Look at how these affect our personal lives. I often like to think of ourselves, each and every one of us, as a business entrepreneur of our own. Whether we're working for someone else, whether we're starting our own business, or whether we're managing our personal lives with some level of business activity involved. I want to cover a number of things in this audio that you're going to be listening to that pertain to the class. The first one, I've included in D2L my bio, and you'll learn a little bit about me, and likewise I want all of us to learn a little bit about each other. So for the first week, one of our assignments is going to be to put a bio out on the net on D2L so that we can learn about each other. We're not going to meet in a classroom, so we're going to have to meet online. I also want to encourage each of you to read the entire syllabus. I've got included in the syllabus guidelines for the class, activities that I'm expecting in the class to be completed by each student, and the due dates for these activities. Before we start all of that, we need to sign up for the McGraw-Hill Connect. I've included on the D2L, on the initial page, the instructions on how to get course material. You'll want to sign up for Connect and get access to that. That's how you're going to read the book. That's also how you're going to complete a number of assignments that are going to be due with each chapter. In my opinion, there is little need to buy a hard copy of the book. Once you've signed up for Connect, you have all that information available to you. If you choose to buy the book, you can do that subsequent to signing up for the McGraw-Hill Connect activities. You'll be able to read the entire book on Connect, and with each chapter in Connect, there's two types of assignments. One is with Learn Smart, which is a review of the reading itself and filling out answers to questions pertaining to that. And then there's a homework with each chapter that goes along, but particularly with the subject matter covered within that chapter. I'm expecting that you're going to spend 75 to 90 minutes a week for each chapter that we're going to cover. Also, make sure when you go on to D2L, look at course materials, look at content under course materials, read Welcome to the Class, that's under the content. Again, the syllabus is there. Your weekly requirements, what's required of you each week for this class. I've included PowerPoints that cover the chapter requirements, and then a separate slide that shows what the requirements are for papers to be written for the class. I want to cover those paper requirements just briefly, if I may. The first one is going to be interviewing a business person. I'm asking you to interview someone that you know or someone that you have access to that works in a business environment or that owns a business environment, and discuss with them how they chose, why they are successful, what would they do differently, how can they guide you in doing something either similar or quite different possibly. But again, a learning experience from someone that you've got access to. As I recall, that paper is due the first part of March. The second activity that I'm asking you to write a paper on is a activity where you'll be attending a civic meeting. If we think about that, civic meetings, and I'm talking a town council meeting, a chamber of commerce board meeting, a meeting with a nonprofit organization. I'm asking you to attend one of these meetings, not to participate, but to attend and come back out of that meeting with what have you learned? How has the activities that you studied in the class, how do they pertain to the civic activity that you attended? There's a number of activities that I've defined that I'm asking you to comment on. As you read your D2L, you'll see that. Again, civic activities and business activities are so closely tied, and I think this gives us a chance to review and observe that type of activity. The third paper I'm asking you to write is due at the end of the semester, and it deals with what's included in the business plan. I know a number of times when I've taught this course, I've asked students to put a business plan together. I'm not asking you to do that, but rather to look at what's included in a business plan. Why is it included? How is it included? Where do you get the data? As much information as you can gather. What is a business plan? Why do you want to have a business plan? And I can share with you from a personal observation of a business that my wife got into a number of years ago. Not doing a business plan, not understanding totally what the financial and marketing and operations and accounting and human resources and pricing, ethics, what all's involved with that business plan? And why do you want to do that? Why is it absolutely necessary to do this? That, like I mentioned, is due at the end of the semester. Each of these papers, if you look again into the D2L, look under activities and then assignments, you'll be submitting those papers under the assignments line item. Also under activities is discussions. And I'd encourage you to read the entire beginning definition or requirements that I've loaded in for discussions. In fact, the first week you're going to be putting into discussions your personal bio. Also, the first week you're going to be submitting a current resume under activities. You'll note, and I should have possibly mentioned this earlier, you're also going to be including the last week of class another resume. Hopefully during this semester you'll have changed some of the activities that you've included in your resume, some of the things that you think might be important, might be critical for a potential employer to understand about you. In any case, moving to discussions, read those requirements. Each week there's 10 points that you're going to be potentially receiving based on your discussion input. The first discussion will be a new thread on an activity for the chapter that's due by Wednesday, end of day on Wednesday. There's 2 additional discussion postings that you're going to be asked to enter, either a new thread or a comment to another student's initial thread. Again, discussions is a major part of what we're going to be communicating and how we're going to be communicating during this course. Also, under activities is listed quizzes. And you'll notice there's 6 quizzes. You don't have access to them. They're all online, and you can do those at your convenience once they've been released to you. And the dates of release I'll be posting at a later point. But in any case, there's 25 questions, all true, false, multiple choice, and each quiz is worth, 50 points, I believe it is. So there's a total of 300 points for that. In the syllabus, I've defined how many points each of the activities are worth towards your final grade. Please review that, understand that, and if there's questions, please forward questions to me. I am a stickler on things being done on time. Again, in the business world, activities need to be completed on time, and I'm expecting the same thing in the class here. As you've read the syllabus, as you've read all of the activities that are in D2L currently, please forward any questions you have. I'm looking forward to the discussions we can have during the semester, and I anticipate that you may have questions either now or periodically through the semester. If you send those to me, I will attempt to answer them within a 24-hour time period, excluding weekends, of course. In any case, welcome. Look forward to the semester. Looking forward to hearing a bit about you on your initial bio, and also that resume that you're going to be completing or at least forwarding to me under the first assignment item. Again, get signed up for McGraw-Hill Connect. Look forward to discussing activities with you during the semester.